Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. We're going to be installing the floors this week. We're going to be installing the cabinets, installing the stairs. So let's follow me inside, show you what it looks like right now, and then we'll get you what it looks like after. This is the living room. Still hasn't got any of the floors yet. Kitchen's currently looking like this. We were going with a white shaker white cabinet. We're gonna be going with a black hardware on the doors. The satin ones are gonna be coming off. We're gonna be putting a nice black one. It's gonna look more modern. So starting off, it's gonna be a base 27 in the corner, next to a refrigerator right here. Base 12 right below this 12 cabinet. Right here is gonna be the range. And this corner is gonna be a nice Lazy Susan cabinet with fully circular movement inside. There's gonna be another base 12 right here, sink base 36, dishwashers base 27 here. Once we have everything installed, we'll have the granite guys come in, measure everything up, have that templated. They'll be installing countertops within the next 2 weeks. After we get those countertops in, we're gonna be able to set up all of the backsplash. We'll show you a time lapse of me building those cabinets and getting those installed right now.
Alright, so right here I put all the cabinets together. I put the drawer base 27 together. Then I built a drawer for it. Had a little bit of an issue with the lighter going on, but put the slides on, put the connectors on the bottom of the drawer. The sink base was super easy to build. That's literally 4 pieces and it's together. Glue the face on, nail it. Then obviously the sides get nailed on and then the back to the rear. So super quick and easy. The base 12s, I had a little bit more to figure out with. I had to make sure the doors open and close the right way. That way when I'm installing them, it's just popped in and good to go. I'm not flipping doors when I'm already installing. I already know I can drill it for hardware and it's super easy. And that way I'm not worried about it. If I misdrill a door, then it becomes a little bit of a situation. But yeah, everything came together. But the last cabinet was a Lazy Susan cabinet, and let me tell you a little bit about it. Alright, so this is the Lazy Susan cabinet. This is one of those cabinets where you either leave it for last or build it right away so it's done and out of the way. I ended up having to call a friend to walk me through the process. Once I opened up the box, there was just so many parts everywhere, and I didn't know which one goes where. So I just ended up FaceTiming him. He showed me exactly what parts screw on where, what parts glue on where, which one was the bottom, which one was the top from there. Once he walked me through it, I kind of started slowly putting it all together and started slowly figuring it out. But yeah, this one was definitely a tough one.
While that's happening, we're gonna be working on the new floors. We already got everything prepped for this first bedroom. Got everything ready. We're gonna start laying these floors right now. So let's get started on that.
Alright, so right here, we finished up the living room flooring. We're wrapping up for the night, and we just decided that we're just going to pull off the plastic off of the fireplace. That way we can get a little bit of a reveal. So it definitely turned out great. The more we got these bigger things done in the house, the more the house took form and started to come together. So we were definitely super excited about that and seeing how much progress we've made.
Alright guys, so we're working on the windowsill back here. What we're gonna be doing is we're sliding these boards in, finding the center point on both of these, grabbing this one out, setting it up. I'm gonna flip it over, find the line that I made, line it up, drawer line. Same thing with that one. Line it up, draw it, and go cut it.
All right, over here, I just pretty much go over how I do all my trim. Usually I'll either try and measure all of the trim and memorize it and then go cut it, or I'll sometimes write it down on a piece of paper and go cut it all at once. That way I'm not running back and forth between saws. And over here in this corner, I ended up having to cut it down a little bit because it was bumping into the corner. So I cut that down, went back and cleaned up all of the frames because some of them had caulking on them that was old, and so I cleaned that up, nailed on the rest of the boards, and in one of them I actually had to cut it down to make it shorter because it was a little bit too long. No big deal. And the sheetrock out here actually is made out of concrete, so some of the nails would just rebounce back in. But anyways, going on to the kitchen, we started doing the kitchen cabinets, all the bases cleaned up. We ran into a little bit of an issue with the plumbing because the plumbing was coming stubbed out of the wall, and then it ran at a 45-degree angle up. And I just didn't want to chop up that cabinet up, so I ended up trying to find the water valve, found the water valve, turned it off, then had to come back and drain the water out of all the lines. Well, when we drained out the water lines, we thought it was all good. Ends up the cold water just kept dripping. We're like, where was it coming from? So ended up finding out that it was leaking from the valve that enters into the house. So that way the water was just nonstop pouring into the house slowly. So we had to go and open up the hose bib on the back side of the house that was lower than all the plumbing in order for the water to kind of continuously drain out while we were fixing the plumbing. So we cut the plumbing, fit the cabinet, everything was good, but we had to leave that hose on until we figured out to put the fittings back onto the plumbing. Well, another whole thing we ran into that they were 3/8 lines instead of 1/2-inch lines. That was the older style houses that have that. Not realizing that, we had to go buy a bunch of shark bites to try and work that out. Ended up, we finally figured that out, but we just let a bunch of water leak out, but it was all right. We made sure that got done. Got all the lines pressurized and reconnected, and they were good.
All right, guys. So as you can tell, a lot has been done. All the floors are installed, stairs are installed, upstairs, all the floors have been completed. We did a ton of work making sure that all the flooring goes underneath the door jambs, making it as seamless as possible. Now, as you can see as well, the kitchen, it's all done other than the crown and the granite. We just bought some crowns, so next week we'll get that installed. The granite is also gonna be coming in within a couple weeks. We scheduled out the granite company. They should be coming into template hopefully pretty soon. They're a little bit backed up on their schedule. So all of that's done. Black hardware, as you can tell. I had a little bit of issues with the plumbing. Had to do some cuts. This is the older house, so it does have copper. But yeah, overall, kitchen's done. The paint is also done. We worked on a lot of the trim. We still gotta pick up some more of that. The closets, still need to get it. And so as the baseboard, we had a little bit of an issue with the baseboard. We bought 6-inch baseboard thinking it'll work. Ended up, we actually needed 8-inch because when we pulled off the old baseboard, we had a old silicone line that was going around the house, and you could see it everywhere. Down here is not as visible. Up there, you can see it more.
As you can see it running along the wall in one of these bedrooms.
But we decided we're not gonna install the 6-inch. We actually went and bought 8-inch, so in reality it's 7 1/4, but it'll work perfectly. So that's gonna be for next week as well. Get all of that installed. We did end up getting the window trim installed. As you can see, all it needs is some paint and some silicone around the seams. But yeah, super excited how much we've done this week. Can't wait for next week to wrap up as much as we can. We need to do a little bit more light fixtures as well. We got one right here in the living room. We got one in the kitchen. and we have one in the bathroom that we still need to buy. I was trying to buy one on Home Depot. There was a great deal for a 48-inch, and a couple days later, it was out of stock. So I gotta find another one, but I'll be on the lookout for that. Also in the bathroom, I've already bought the tile that's gonna be getting installed. So that'll be also in next week's video. Super excited. Shower's gonna be done. All the tile's gonna be done in there. So stay tuned. I appreciate all of you guys for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe.